Hi everyone, my name is Neil and welcome to a video tutorial on how to create a Seine Net using an 18th century technique. Short disclaimer, I do not claim to be an expert. This video is simply a guide on a very cool learning experience. Necessary materials are simply nylon twine of any kind, netting needles, scissors, and an elevated surface to tie a guide rope to. In this video, I'll use 2 chairs of equal height, around 4 feet apart. Here is an Amazon listing that I used to purchase, in this case, fluorescent pink nylon twine, for the purposes of this video. Here are the netting needles. In the video, you'll see me use number 4 for the actual netting, number 5 as the guide, and for the demonstration on how to set up a netting needle, I use number 7 in this case as a larger demonstration area. Finally, here is the setup for the chairs. You can see they're even on either side and spread about 4 feet apart. Now, we'll begin setting up the netting needles. First, you'll take your nylon twine and secure one loose end to the needle itself, and I prefer to wrap around it a couple times to make sure that that loose end does not come undone. Looping it now under, you'll go up to the top and loop the thread behind the needle portion, coming down, and flip around and do the same process. You'll repeat this flipping and looping until you run out of twine, and there you'll have your prepared netting needle. Now to begin the process itself, we'll take the not secured loose end and tie it to the guide rope. In this case, any simple knot will do. However, I do a double knot just to make sure that it is extra secure. You'll then take your slightly larger netting needle that you'll use as a guide, and you'll begin to start the net, looping under the guiding needle over top of the rope. You'll pinch with the index and thumb, create a loop with excess string, go around, making sure to stay over top of the guiding needle but underneath the guide rope, come back through the loop you've just created, and secure your first knot. Then, by repeating this process, only altered slightly when you create your first triangle there. Going over top of the guide needle, but underneath the guide rope, you'll begin to create your triangles, which in the best case scenario are level and equally spaced out. Repeating this looping process, creating your triangles, will eventually lead to the desired length of net. In the 18th century, this could stretch anywhere from 200 to 450 feet in length and somewhere around 250 feet in depth. A very large net, one that we will not be creating in this video today. Here we have a close-up shot just to continue this net making, going underneath the guide needle, over top of the guide rope, securing with the index and pointer finger, looping around, and going under. Now here I lose my grip, so I'll adjust and restart this triangle. This is a very difficult technique, though it looks simple on paper, so do not be discouraged when you first begin trying this technique. Going through that loop, you'll then pull and secure the final knot in this instance. So you can see we'll now flip over to the other side and begin the second part of this process. Taking your needle and your guide, you'll go through the first triangle there, and we'll be creating another triangle on the left-hand side. Once again, we secure with pointer and thumb, creating a loop. I struggle here a little bit with the twine, but eventually I'll just readjust, making sure to once again secure that rope, create a loop, going now under the guide rope but over top of the guide needle. We will come through and create the next knot. So you can see here the triangle that we've just created. The next one will become a diamond. You'll go through the triangle up top, secure once more with pointer and thumb, create that loop, going through the diamond we've just formed, pull to tighten, and there we have the first portion of the net that would actually do the catching of the fish. We'll just continue to make this motion again, remembering to secure with pointer and thumb, trying to, as best as possible, keep the guide needle level, making each diamond, or in the earlier case, triangles, evenly spaced out and pretty uniform. This technique is very difficult and one that I'm still perfecting, so please take all the advice in this video with a grain of salt. But as you can see, repeating the process, going through that triangle, coming down, maintaining the secure grip, creating the loop, going through the previous diamond, and securing our final knot for this part. Now in here, just one more second, we'll flip back over to the other side to finish up this tutorial. Back on the other side, we just have a little bit more rope left, so we'll take the guide needle out and begin to create the next set of diamonds. Same process as before, gripping with pointer and thumb, creating that loop over top of the guide needle underside of the net, going through the loop, and securing the knot. In the 18th century, this Seine net making technique was used ordinarily with pre-bought twine, and it could take folks somewhere in excess of 2 weeks to create a full-length net. This is simply a very short description of how that would be done. Thank you for watching this short video tutorial on how to create a Seine net. I do hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to any feedback.